everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Shenaniderp server. Woo-oot. Yeah, I really need to get the sound of a crowd and throw it in here. But the one place that I found royalty-free sound effects, and it had a crowd of quote-unquote 300, it sounded like 5 people going, woo, yay. Seriously, that enthusiastically, just yay. And one guy in the background going, whoa, really getting loud. It was annoying, and the quality of this recording was just absolutely horrific. Ugh. I wonder how they do that for movies. Well, they probably pay a bunch of people to do it. But anyways, first things first. Yesterday, well, not yesterday, in the last episode, there we go. That's what I need. We had 327. Today, we have 335 subscribers. If my math is correct, that is a jump of 8. So, let's get to it before the creepers start spawning, because I decided to do this in the evening instead of in the morning. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's see. Let's start with a skeleton skull. Yeah. No, not there. I don't want you there. No, there we go. Pop. Sometimes this is hard. Just aiming is a pain in the butt sometimes for these things. There we go. Alright, so we have added 8. So I say welcome to you newcomers. Thank you all the others for sticking around, and I hope you enjoy the show. Now I'm going to run away really quickly before something spawns and tries to kill me. In today's episode, I don't really have much in the way of plans. I know one thing that I'm going to do. Well, actually, one thing I am going to do is put away these heads, the extra heads. I'm going to have to start getting more heads here soon. Anyways, I can show you a little bit of what I've done while I've been away. I've continued the wall of storage. I've got, a bunch of stuff that I'm working on. Over here, I got IC2 power because Space is actually starting to build GregTech stuff. And for the most part, I don't know what any of these things are. Well, okay, I recognize the advanced machine block and the machine blocks. But diamond grinder? Yeah. Oh, I bet you the diamond grinder is for the industrial grinder. Implosion compressor, we could use that. We're going to need iridium, but I think I'm probably going to buy that off of Adult, because apparently he's got like 11 stacks of it or something. And I have 6 diamond chests, gold chests, something like that. 6 chests completely full of enchanting books. So I think we can make a trade. Oh, but he has power armor. I bet you that's mostly worth. The enchanted books are worthless for him. Anyways, so, but this is partially what I was working on. Down here is more of what I was working on. This insane jumble of pipes and tubes is the heart of my sorting system. Yeah, okay. That chest is where my turtle, with the Excavation 2 program that we all know about, that's where the turtle will dump its inventory while it's excavating. And right now it's excavating in the twilight because I am dangerously low on copper at the moment. And everything gets pushed to wherever it needs to go. Okay, yeah, it's so confusing. I'm trying to keep track of where everything goes. Alright, this chest is just another ender chest that I set up. It's very, very slowly moving everything from the old mob spawner turret into the new storage system. And right now it's just working on redstone. because I had like 500 stacks of it. Let's see. Did I show this part off yet? I don't remember if I showed this part off yet. Over here, I have a dropper for zombie pigment. So zombie flesh and the gold nuggets go out here. And everything from the gas spawner, which needs to be fixed because we only have one turret left, to the slime spawner down here. Everything goes in there. Oh, and over there is the old mob spawner turret. I never took it down. I just changed where its output is. Everything goes into this relay here and then gets spit out into this item tesseract. Now, you may be wondering why I have the obsidian pipe here instead of just a cobblestone pipe connecting to the relay. Well, honestly, I'm questioning that myself. I tried to connect the cobblestone directly into the relay, but it didn't work. It kept spitting everything out in all the directions. So I just threw an obsidian pipe there and it worked. I have no idea. But that item tesseract gets pushed up here, where everything goes into a relay, because as we know, the tubes cannot connect to the tesseracts. We have to use the Buildcraft pipes. But that's what the relays are for. They take the Buildcraft pipes and turn them into tubes, where all the gold nuggets go into this filter here, go into this chest here, and when there's enough of them, which there it goes, we just saw it, and there goes another one, it goes into this fabricator here, and then from there into this pipe system, into this chest, and back into the filter system where it goes off and fills the barrel full of gold bars. Now, this fabricator here was pointed out to me by somebody in the comments. It is Zycraft. It's a Zycraft fabricator, and from what I can tell, it runs almost identical to the automatic crafting table that I was using before. It pulls items from the side inventory, and items can be pulled from it with a wooden pipe. The only difference that I've seen is that I could take a stack of gold nuggets, which, there's my up. There we go. Okay, gold nuggets, there we go. I can grab a stack of gold nuggets, throw it in here, and it will make everything and hold it in its own internal storage to be pulled out at a later time. I think another use of these things is that you could have lines of these fabricators, and as stuff comes in here, it can actually go down the line and come out as something else. So I could take a bunch of gold nuggets, put it in here, set up this thing to make them into gold ingots, and then set up another fabricator and attach it with a minium stone and turn the gold ingots into diamonds. So I wouldn't have to have like another pipe going into another chest or anything like that. I do not know if automatic crafting tables work that way, but thinking about it, no, they wouldn't. Because an automatic crafting table can only make one thing at a time as it's being pulled out of the crafting table. So if I had two automatic crafting tables side by side and I needed 4 gold bars, that wouldn't work. So, okay, I could definitely see a use of the fabricators. But I just don't have it set up yet. So I will keep that in mind as I'm building later on. Whoa, I fell down the hole. Over there is where I'm getting power. I used Adult's advanced solar panels. I put them in the, which wall is that? The western wall of the castle where there was nothing yet. And we're just pulling all the power down to those 2 MFSUs, which are sending off power to the other wall, so I can power all the stuff that space may at some point make. I don't know. Whee! But yeah, that's my sorting machine in a nutshell. It's simplistic, to say the least. But so far, I don't have it fully fail-safe. Things can fail, and it can clog up the system and kill the system, but you know, I haven't gotten that far yet. The only thing that I tend to fill up is the cobblestone and the zombie flesh, because what the hell do you use zombie flesh for? Well, I guess that's good for the camo stuff, but I avoid the camo stuff now that I found out that it will crash the server. Yeah. Oh, and the experience grinder that's way over there that I use to get the books, that's also connected in here. It's connected in through this chest. So, yeah, I can use item tesseracts and 2 different ender chests to connect things into my sorting system. Which is also useful because then I can use that ender pouch. Oh, I showed that off, the sorting pouch. Yeah, I can use the sorting pouch, which I'll probably switch over to that chest once I get everything moved in like it's supposed to. Whee! Alright, but today I want to make a nano suit. Because, as I said, the goal is to get a Gravi chest piece so I can fly like I'm in creative mode. And, yeah. Since Space is working on, well, starting on the Greg Tech stuff, which I should probably dig into, because Greg Tech is annoying as crap. Yeah, I don't know what else he has in here. But anyways, so I figure if I need a Gravi suit, and Space is working on the Greg Tech stuff, I may as well start working on what I can work on. That way we can meet in the middle. He can work on from the outside in, and I could work from the inside out, and we can meet in the middle. So, yes, in here I have plenty of carbon plating to make an entire suit. This one here I have energy crystals, which I'm going to need 4 of, if I remember how to make these properly. And then for the helmet I need glass, which would be in here. Okay, which I just need 1. So, this nano stuff is at least easy to make. As long as you remember how to make it. So, nanosuit helmet. Let's see. The pants go that way. Yep. Chest piece is upside down pants with a energy crystal in the center. And then I'm missing the boots, which is like the helmet but without the glass. No, wait. Other way. Yeah, there we go. Upside down helmet without the glass. And there we go. Nanosuit boots. Ooh, that took a lot of less nano or carbon plate than I thought it would. Alright, let's go upstairs, charge these guys up. If I can get through the hole. That's going to slow me down considerably. Come on, through the hole. Whee! Yes, I could just use the MFSU that's there, but I really, really like this charge pad. It's like, whoop. What are we charging? There we go, we're charging the nanosuit helmet. Now this charge pad that I created, that I got from the Universal Power mod, or whatever that's called. I forget what that mod's called now. But it'll charge everything in your inventory and then everything on you at once. Which can take forever, depending on how much power you have going into it, which right now, I don't. Could I attach those solar panels to this? Probably. Though from the looks of it, it looks like I'm actually limited by how much power. Yeah, I'm limited by how much power these can intake at once. Oh, interesting. I would have figured that it would have just been like, okay, I can output more, so we split between them. But no. It's limited. The energy bridge's output is limited by how much input the items in the inventory can take. Huh. Interesting fact. So now I have this full set of Nano Armor, and I kind of want to test out how powerful it really is. And I just noticed that I have lava right there that I should probably do something about. But, not much of a concern right now. Anyways, I have this Pokeball here, and it has a zombie. So, he hits me once. Ow. Okay, 1 heart damage. Let's put you back in the Pokeball. There is an advantage to the Thaumium helmet. It's got repair 2 on it. But you gotta admit, that freaking looks cool. Put back down our zombie. No damage. Half a heart. Half a heart. No damage. No damage. No damage. Half a heart. Okay, oh, that's because I have the chest piece on, don't I? Alright, let's flip that. Oh, heart and a half. Alright, that's something to think about. But there is an advantage to... I'm so slow. There is an advantage to the nano suit that, say, my power armor legs don't have. And that is, I can enchant them. At least I'm fairly sure I can enchant them. Let's go find out. Yes, I'm putting all my armor, back. Alright, so here I have a bunch of books, so let's see what we can do. First things first, let's do the helmet, because that's the one I'd be using. Aqua Affinity. That looks like a yes. Yep. Because by now the power armor would have lost its enchant. Just putting it on makes you lose the enchant. What else do I got? Yes, I want protection on there, but I want respiration. Do I have a respiration book? I kind of have a lot of them to sort through. No, all that, and I don't have a single respiration book. I mean, I've got books there, I've got books there, I've got books there. Though these are claimed by Space. Doesn't matter, he doesn't have one either. I've got books here. And these 4 chests are full of books, and I don't have a single respiration book. Holy crap. Oy, alrighty, well, back to the goofy enchanting. Well, there we go. Full set of glowing nano armor. This ought to do me for a little while, and it looks so much better than the power armor. I just really do not like the look of the power armor. Plus the overwhelming fact that everyone has it. I mean, Yagrat has it, Space has it, Adult has it. Everybody has the power armor. I don't want to be like everybody else. But hey, so I got that, and I don't know how well the Feather Falling 4 will work in the long run, but I'm not taking any damage. And I don't really want to test it out by, say, falling down there. Because if I fall down there and I die, I'm not getting my stuff back. I'm going to have to set up something where I can, get my crap back. Whoop. Oh, no damage. Half heart. Okay, I probably could survive down there. Well, let's find out. Of course, like I said, if I die, I'm screwed. Half a heart of damage. Hey, awesome. Alright, I think I'll keep it. Though, I'm going to have to charge my boots quite often, aren't I? Just because of how I travel. That's what I have the charging mat, for. I guess I'll have to move it at some point, because it's kind of out of the way. And I don't exactly move that fast anymore with Haste 3. But you know what? I'm perfectly content with that. So I was sitting on top of that tower over there just a little while ago, and all of a sudden I got a spark in the ass. It was a wisp. Damn wisps. And then, yeah, there's one right there, in fact. Oh, I hate these things. He's driving me absolutely bonkers. And I started thinking, or I was thinking, well, maybe whatever it is space is doing over there is screwing with the flux over here. And the only reason I'm seeing it over here is because, well, I'm over here. And the flux right there is already kind of screwed up because that's where that Thaumcraft dome was, right underneath the 10-yard line marker. And if you get that joke, congratulations. Well, I could stand on this tower perfectly fine and not have a single problem. But if I start standing on this tower right here, let's see if it does it in any kind of reasonable time. Let's try to kill these guys while I'm here, sitting here waiting. Infinity bow, I've got to repair this thing. But I'll sit here, and then I'll flip over to, like, Adobe, because I'm in the middle of editing a video. I'm thinking, ooh, I've got a great idea for this video. So I flip over to Adobe, but I don't log off. And then all of a sudden I hear that specifically. But it only happens on this tower. And I didn't think much of it initially until about 10 seconds ago. Well, okay, about 10 seconds before I started recording this part of the episode. I think I've been pranked. And this is kind of an evil prank, because these things are vicious little bastards. I think somebody's screwing with me. And what's worse is I think we're going to have to probably tear apart... Oh, no, it's right there. Yeah. Yeah, I think somebody is pranking me. And I'm trying to remember who it was. Somebody said, do you need a wisp spawner? And I mentioned how I had enough of my own. I don't need any more. I think that might have been Yagarat. Yep. Somebody tried to prank me. Ugh. I hate these wisps. Oh, gods, do I hate these wisps. Yes, I know, I have to play with Thaumcraft. But I can't be playing with Thaumcraft if I have to kill dozens of wisps all the time. I hope that's the only one, though. I don't want to be doing this all day. Every day. Alright, I think that's all of them. I only had to kill about, 12? I killed a couple off camera, and that's when it started to dawn on me that somebody was playing a very cruel prank on me. Alrighty, so I found 9 wispy essences here. They're all the same kind of wispy essences, too, so... Kinda sucks, actually. The wispy essences are good, but only if you get different types. And what did I discover? There's like 52 different types, holy crap. But yeah, it looks like the wisp spawners only spawn one type of wisp, which kind of sucks. I'm looking for others. I killed a couple over on this side of the wall, but I'm not finding any. And I heard something pop, but that might have been in my imagination. I would not be surprised. Oh. I must have heard lava. There must be lava around here somewhere. And a sheep. Yeah, I hear lava. Alright, well, I think I'm going to have to end the episode here. I don't have much else that I can do that would be worthy of being on camera. I mean, there's a lot of transitional stuff going on, me finishing up my wall of sorting. I've got to expand it even further to add the wood stuff. I'm replacing all of this cobblestone with the spruce wood planks. And then obviously there's the futzing with Greg Tech, but that's mostly just me and the recipe table, and that's boring as crap, so let's not do that on camera. But hey, we got Nano Armor. We tested a little bit of the Nano Armor. And while I'm a little slower, I don't have too much of a problem with that. We also discovered that I got pranked. It was a little bit of a weak prank, but hey, we got to start somewhere, and it's always better to start out those things small so you have somewhere to escalate to without going overboard. Though I would point out somebody forgot to put up a sign. Unless maybe if I tear out that tower, there's a sign inside, but no. If there's a sign inside the tower, then it's a bad prank because it should be an obvious sign. Ugh, just pointing that out there. You know, those are the rules. Well, that's excuse me. That's one of the rules of the prank. Got to put a sign up indicating who did it. Can't use flowing lava, flowing water, no TNT. That kind of thing. Those are the rules of the pranks. So, yeah, as far as I know, Wisp Spawners is not involved in the rules anywhere. So, all's fair in love and war, I guess. But, anyways, so I'm going to wrap up this episode. Now, later, in the 4 o'clock slot, I'm trying out a new series. A comment on YouTube gave me this idea. A commenter called Super Gamer Guy says, "Crototrig, how can I make my turtle cut a tree? I need my wood." I could make a joke, but I'm just going to let it pass. But, yeah, so in the series that's coming up in the 4 o'clock slot, I'm actually talking about the thought process behind programming something like that. My torches are off. Anyways, so yes, plus in that video I will be including a link to the pastebin download of the tree program that I created. So, stick around, stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys in the next episode. And as always, keep playing the game and have fun. And I got stuck in chests.